Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of Witchwood card reveal reviews. We have a couple of interesting legendaries this time around, so let's go ahead and get started. First up we have Master Dorian. It's a 5-mana 2/6 neutral legendary. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. So what does that mean? That means that you play this, and every time you draw a combo piece, you get a 1/1 copy of it. It could be really good, especially for decks that have a lot of just basically combo pieces, right? Like I don't know, what like Death Rattle cards and cards that when they die they give you a card, stuff like that. It seems pretty good, and 6 health is actually pretty high. So I think Master Dorian should be pretty good. I mean, the first combo I can think of right now is like the Demon Lock deck, where you can have a tap, so you can tap for a minion, and you can also have the Death Knight Gul'dan and bring back all the demons that died, right? So Master Dorian seems like it might be okay in handlock that way, right? It's also interesting to note that, remember, they're 1/1 copies, so if you silence the 1/1 copies, they actually become full-sized. So yeah, I feel like this has potential, and this could be very good if combo decks could actually use some of this. And if you have some natural draw like Life Tap, Arcane Intellect, stuff like that, then it just gets better. Alright, next up we have Ututo! 3-mana 1/1. You choose a minion when you play it, and when this dies, the chosen minion also dies. So it's a very slow assassinate in a sense, and your opponent's not really gonna kill this, so you want to kill this yourself. So in a sense, it's also a better assassinate, or like a deadly shot in a sense, but it's not random, right? You get to choose. So you get to deal 1 damage and you get to kill a minion. So I think this is fine. I think this is really good in Arena. This in Arena should be really, really sick. You do have to get hit by the minion once, but it's still a 3-mana kill something and neutral. In Constructed, if you have a way to trigger your own voodoo doll, that would be a bit better. So if you have stuff like Mortal Coil, or you have like a what's that, Razor Blade, stuff like that can deal 1 damage to this immediately, then it gets a little bit better. And of course, you want to do it with like a cheap card, right? You don't want to trigger the voodoo doll with like a Frostbolt, for example, because then that's just very wasteful. You're just 2-for-1ing yourself. But I think this is okay. It's definitely better in Arena than Constructed. Alright, next up we have the Druid legendary. 8-mana 8/8 Splintergraft. Battlecry. You choose a friendly minion and you add a 10/10 copy to your hand that costs 10. So in first look, this obviously looks really trashy because it's an 8-mana 8/8 with no other text, right? It doesn't have taunt, it doesn't have lifesteal, it doesn't have any like keywords, right? You also need to have another minion on the field for it to do something, and you're drawing a 10-mana card. So the 10-mana card means that you can't do anything else. So at first glance, this looks really, really bad. The only deck I can feel like that this can go on are if you can copy cards that can make itself cost cheaper. So stuff like Corridor Creeper, Arcane Tyrant, and Arcane Giant, stuff like that could make this card okay, because then you're playing it for less than 10. But then maybe Giant Anaconda, maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's a stretch. But yeah, I don't think this is a good legendary. It's a kind of a memey one, so I don't have high hopes for this one. Next up, we got everybody's most hyped card, I guess. It's Toki, the Time Tinker. It's TTT. 6 mana for a 5/5 legendary. It says Battlecry. Add a random legendary minion from the past to your hand. It's a mage card. So what legendary minion from the past means is it's from the wild set and wild set only. So if there's a card that is both standard and wild, which means that it's in the current rotation, it will not work, right? It only works on the wild exclusive legendaries. So you can stuff like Sylvanas, Ragnaros, Dr. Boom, and Hemet Nessingrary? Sir Finley Murgleton? Like, the list kind of goes on, right? She has a really small body, right? A 6 mana 5/5 is not really what you want to play. And the fact that this is random means that you can get anything from like a very good control finisher to like a very shitty legendary that's like really cheap. So the only card this could go in, I feel like, is a control mage. You don't even want to play in tempo mage because it's a 6 mana 5/5, right? And you're drawing a random card, and the random card might even be like something you can't really tempo up with. It could be like Major Domo, okay? Like that could be a thing. So I don't think this is going to be super competitive, but it would definitely be very fun, especially in control mage. Control mages are losing ice block though, so it's going to be pretty hard to piece this together. But hey, mages have like the Frosted Shayna, right? So if you need an extra value card, then you can put in Toki. Moving right along, the next card is Mist Wraith. It's a rogue, 4 mana 3/5 minion. Says whenever you play an Echo card, gain +1/+1. So Echo is the new cards that you can play them over and over again, and I feel like this could be really good, right? So this is like a 4 mana auctioneer. This is like a 4 mana questing adventurer that has a bigger body, so it's less likely to die when you play on an empty board. And if this actually survives a turn, then it can get bigger. And well, if you play this on turn 4 and turn 5 you play 2 Echo cards, it's already a 4 mana 5/7, which is pretty decent, right? So maybe there's an Echo Road deck that plays 2 Questing Adventurers, 2 Mist Wraiths, and all the Echo cards, and you know, that could be a new thing. So I wouldn't count this card out yet, but I think it's also a little unlikely that this will see play, because if you're just playing an Echo Rogue, then and your opponent kills the Mist Wraith, then your whole strategy kind of falls apart, right? So there's a little chance, but not a very high chance. This is good in Arena, I feel, because you know, Echo cards are already super snowballing, and this is a 4 mana 3/5, which is a card you always play. So yeah, this card is good in Arena. Next we have the Rogue Echo card for the Mist Wraith combo. Pickpockets for 2. As Echo, so you can play it as many times as you want during that turn, and it adds a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. So it's like a Burgle, but it's a very flexible Burgle, right? It can be a 2 mana draw card, 4 mana draw 2 cards, up to 10 mana draw 5 cards, and of course it activates all your cards that play a card. So like File a Teacher, Questing Adventurer, Mist Wraith just now, Auctioneer. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the Echo card, yeah. I think this might be fine. This might not actually... I think this is fine in Arena. Like, really good game finisher, right? Because like the thing with Arena is that when you draft this card, you never want to cast this for 2. You always hold it in your hand because you have Dagger on 2. And 4 mana is kind of bad. I think this is fine in Arena. I don't think it's that bad. Like, the first one's really good. The second one's pretty bad. You don't want too many of these effects. In Constructed, I don't think this has a lot of hope, right? It's random card from your opponent's class, and it doesn't establish a board. I feel like this doesn't have a lot of hope in Constructed, and this is fine in Arena. So, yeah, this is one of the more least exciting cards for Echo overall. Alright, we have a bunch of Paladin cards also spoiled. Silver Sword, 8 mana 3/4 weapon. That is insane, right? That is actually really good. 8 mana 3/4 is a lot of durability. So Assassin's Blade. Oh, wait a minute. After your hero attacks, give your minions +1/+1. That is ridiculous, okay? The turn you play this, you can also attack with your minions. So it already buffs them up by +1/+1. This is like really good. It's like auto pick in Arena, right? It's so good in Arena. Because the +1/+1 makes it so that your minions can charge as well. Oh, Constructed is a little bit more not as good, I guess. Yeah, this might be a little bit fringy and Constructed, because if you're playing aggro deck, this is kind of like an aggro card, right? This is 8 mana. It's very expensive. I feel like this won't make Arena, because there's so many good 8 drops in Paladin already. Yeah, this is just an Arena card, but it's a good Arena card. Oh god, Bellringer Century, 4 mana 3/4 Paladin card. Battlecry and Death Rider. Put a secret from your deck into the battlefield. Oh my god, this is gonna be... Oh, we remember the Who Am I, None of Your Business days, and obviously that card was insane because it pulled out all your secrets. This is also like... This is very decent, honestly. Because like, 4 mana 3/4 draw 2 cards is pretty nice. Okay, Ancient of Lore doesn't even do that, right? This is 4 mana 3/4 draw 2 cards, and the fact that it can cast the secrets for you as well means that it can do some dirty stuff. Like, what if you're gonna play Secret Paladin, you're gonna play stuff like, you know, the Resurrecting, the Redemption, right? If Bellringer Century gets Redemption and your opponent kills it, you get another secret, and then Bellringer Century comes back, and then when that dies, you get another secret. Like, there's gonna be so much dirty stuff that can happen. I don't think there's a new secret released in Witchwood yet for Paladin, but if there is, like, if Paladin gets one more secret, then I think Secret Paladin is gonna be back. Yeah, because this card is actually just ridiculous. I kind of see it like the power level is kind of similar to Udaman, because it's like a 4 mana 3/4 with a huge upside. So yeah, we're gonna this card is gonna be a card. All right, next up we have the Glass Knight, 4 mana 4/3 with Divine Shield. Okay, so that's pretty good already. 4 mana 4/3 Divine Shield is actually like a big power creep, right? Usually you only get 4 mana 3/3 Divine Shields. Okay, what does it do? Whenever you restore health, it gains another Divine Shield. Ugh, this is actually bonkers in Arena. Like, you always pick this in Arena, and restoring health in Arena is not that hard. So this is like auto pick, I think. This is actually ridiculous. In Constructed, it's a little bit harder to make work, right? Like, 4/3 Divine Shield, when and gaining Divine Shield means that you want to trade, right? And then I think in Constructed you don't really want to trade. This one is a little bit more awkward in Constructed. If you Spike Steed this, then it gets better because it's harder for them to kill, and then you get a 6 attack Divine Shield. It's a 6/9, right? So like that's pretty good. So I feel like this might be okay. 4/3 Divine Shield is already really good though. I wouldn't count this card out. I think this card has a little potential. I think this card does have potential because Paladins do pay buffs at the end. And restoring health is not a big ask. Yeah, I think this has a little potential. And finally, we have Worgen Abomination, 7 mana 6/6 neutral, epic. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other damaged minions. This is just very, very good in Arena, right? It's a 7 mana 6/6 that nukes everything for 2, and your opponent kind of has to kill this because it turns all your hero powers on. It's like, I feel like this is like Abyssal Enforcer, right? Where it's like actually ridiculous. So I think this is auto pick in Arena. This is also auto dust if you get it in the pack because it's actually shit tier and Constructed, right? Like, you're not going to be able to use this effectively besides some classes. Like, wait, what? Like Warrior, for example? Like, if you have like a Blood Razor equipped, you can attack with it, and then you can play this, and then you can make a do-it-yourself Abyssal Enforcer, but that's too cheesy. I think this is just crap in Constructed, but this is really good in Arena, right? It's really, really good. And that's it for today. Most of these cards are kind of like weird, but we do have 2 very strong cards, right? Bellringer Century is going to be great, and Dollmaster Dorian actually has a little potential. So those 2 cards are the cards I'm going to eye out for my Constructed decks. We'll see you guys next time for more Witchwood cards, and yeah, that's the video.